Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dale?
And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment, coming to you live from my Corona bunker in an undisclosed location under a mountain behind a bookcase beneath the sea. Or something. I don't know. Hope everyone here is well. Hope you, if you're not well, please get well very soon. Monkey Satsu, how are you doing? How are you doing, Satsu?
Pretty good. I forgot to thank Monkey for giving me that "What up, though" line and telling me to say that from now on. Because a lot of people think that I thought that up on my own, but no, Monkey instructed me to use that, and I've been using it ever since.
So, like Sophane assumed, you're just Monkey's puppet.
I mean, you know, that wasn't Sophane, by the way. That was Mundane Matt.
Was that Monday,
true.
Matt? Oh, that's
Yes.
right. That's right. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just leaning into the narrative.
All right. Monkey, how are you?
Not too bad. Decent sleep all day. How you doing, Scribbles?
Well, it was another locked down day, which started out with a bunch of connection issues in order for me to try to do my job from home, which was very, very frustrating. I lost about 2 hours waiting for that to get resolved. But outside of that, everything's fine, I guess. I'm just in my not hermetically sealed, but cut off from the rest of the world apartment. All by myself, turning into a weird hermit, more so than before, I suppose.
Shouldn't take that long for you to turn into a hermit.
Yeah, no, it really shouldn't. Anyway, yeah. So, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already. And I know that many of you have not, so please do. And also share our stuff. The constant refrain for us and anybody else that you like on YouTube or elsewise, content creators are not getting support by humans anymore, if they ever were. And so you guys are our best algorithm. So please share stuff that you like, whether it's us or anybody else. That's really the only way that people are going to know that things that you like exist. Anything else before we get into the schnoz?
Nope, nothing off the top of my head.
Nerp, got nothing.
All right. Well, I thought we would start with a little bit of humor. Coronavirus-related humor, unfortunately, but humor nonetheless. Y'all remember Michael Cohen?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Michael Cohen is a sly lawyer. Unfortunately, a judge has rejected Michael Cohen's coronavirus-linked plea for release from prison. A federal judge on Tuesday denied a request by President Donald Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, to reduce or modify his prison sentence, accusing Cohen of making unfounded or inappropriate claims in an effort to win release. Quote, 10 months into his prison term, it's time that Cohen accept the consequences of his criminal convictions for serious crimes that had far-reaching institutional harms, unquote, U.S. District Court Judge William Pauley wrote. Pauley also knocked Cohen for attempting to use the coronavirus pandemic as another reason for the possible modification of his sentence. Quote, apparently searching for a new argument to justify a modification of his sentence to home confinement, Cohen now raises the specter of COVID-19, Pauley wrote. Quote, that Cohen would seek to single himself out for release to home confinement appears to be just another effort to inject himself into the news cycle, unquote. Cohen, who is serving a 3-year sentence at a federal prison in Otisville, New York, after pleading guilty to 8 counts, including campaign finance violations connected to Trump, first asked the court in December to reduce his sentence. Last week, amid the coronavirus pandemic, he asked the court alternatively to allow him to serve his sentence in home confinement, citing the potential threat that the virus poses to inmates. Federal prosecutors opposed any adjustment to Cohen's terms of imprisonment. In his decision, the judge said the, quote, fatal flaw, unquote, of Cohen's efforts is that only prosecutors, not defendants, are permitted to file a motion to reduce the sentence, and criticized Cohen for suggesting in his initial request that the Justice Department was biased against him. Well, they are, in the sense that he's a convicted criminal, but you know what. Quote, unable to articulate how he advanced any investigation or prosecution, Cohen and his surrogates make extravagant allegations that the Department of Justice, from the Attorney General down to line prosecutors, acted in bad faith, the judge wrote. Quote, those ad hominem attacks lack any substance and do not trigger the right to a remedy or a hearing before this court, unquote. Cohen's attorney had noted in a filing Monday that Cohen has been hospitalized twice and has pre-existing pulmonary issues, saying, quote, the sentence of 36 months should not end up being a capital crime depriving my client of his life, unquote. Holy cow, thank you, Angry Illinoisian. It's very generous of you. I'm being generous today. It pales in comparison to what I gave Sanut, but he is streaming Doom, and I'd rather hang out with you. I say you still went out there. This is true.
Fair enough.
I suck at Doom. Or, well, I mean, at first-person shooters in general. Speaking of content creators that I like, there is a game streamer slash speedrunner. I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly. I call it Draku, but it's Draqu or Dracqu, something like that. Try a couple of those, you'll find it. He has some of the most interesting world record speed runs on his channel. He's got like Wolfenstein the Old Blood. He's got Doom 3. I think he holds the world record for Doom 3. And he's an entertaining guy to listen to when he talks. He's usually very concentrating. But I like Draku. But anyway, thank you, Angry. That's very, very generous of you.
I've been watching Markiplier play Doom Eternal. And apparently they put a book in the game with his dad's name on it to honor his dad or whatever.
Wow.
While he was playing, he saw it on a bookshelf or whatever. I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Because he got to play like an early copy, and one of the developers was there at his house while he was playing. And he was telling them about, how he grew up with Doom. It was basically the first game he ever played and got him into gaming. And they did that for him. I was like, dude, that's fucking sweet, man. So his dad is like immortalized in Doom Eternal now.
That's cool.
Thank you, Devil Fruit Zero, for a Dogcat box saying number one. Thank you so much. Is that like Lazy Town number one? We are number one?
I don't know.
You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
Okay. Well, so people out there do. You guys in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. And Dogcat Fox is on the moon with me. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people and Lawton. Thank you. This is Kyle. Lawton. So Mikey Cohen, always up to no good. That guy never quits, does he?
I mean, why should he? He feels like he'll get somewhere if he keeps trying, so fuck it.
Cult of Crow said it's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. Not just a cake, but a pretty cake.
That's right.
Let's see. Well, anyway, there's our humor. I guess I got two stories of humor. Have you seen that Joe Biden emerged from whatever null zone he was living in for the last several weeks?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see how devastatingly embarrassing it was?
Yeah, he probably should have stayed hidden.
Well, is the quote that's been going around real, where he said he wants his vice president to be somebody who can take over immediately if he dies?
I hadn't read that or heard that.
I didn't see that.
No. I've been seeing that going around, and I'm just like, I mean, sure, but that doesn't help with the rumors there, Joe.
Well, it doesn't help with the rumors, and it doesn't give a lot of confidence to people who want to vote for you and not your running mate.
Right.
But anyway, this is CNN's, I'm going to say, I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to say CNN's spin on Biden's return. But let's see. Joe Biden begins media blitz as he tries to break into the coronavirus conversation.
Oh, boy.
Well, they said tries. Let's see. Joe Biden appeared in his first major interview Tuesday. Yes, he did. And boy, it was bad. For Tuesday in the 2 weeks. Wait. His first major interview Tuesday in the 2 weeks his campaign has been sidelined by the coronavirus pandemic. Now, hold on. Now, his campaign has been sidelined because his campaign decided to sideline. they could have been part of the conversation. He could have been working with the Democrats, or at least being seen in solidarity with them, working on the package or something, taking some kind of leadership position on this. But he just hid. Maybe for his own health. I can't necessarily blame him for that, but he wasn't doing anything to at least show that he was taking an interest, except 2 weeks after the fact. Thank you, tall person. Hoy all. Happy National Cocktail Day. Boy, I could go for a pepper jack right now, but Jack Daniels is out in the world somewhere. I think the last time I passed by the liquor cabinet at the store was practically empty, so no cocktails for me. Local news networks in New York, Washington, and elsewhere had broken into The View for live coverage of governors' and mayors' daily press briefings on the crisis. As the former vice president begins a media blitz aimed at forcing himself into the national conversation, the episode demonstrated how hard it has been for Biden to break through amid the focus on the actions of the federal, state, and local governments. It's an irony in the moment Biden is in. Over 5 decades in the Senate and as vice president, Biden had an official role in every major crisis the nation faced. Major is relative, even when he was vice president. Now, on the verge of clinching the Democratic presidential nomination, he's on the sidelines, stuck at home with no votes to cast or decisions to make. Yep. He's just a guy. It kind of reminds you, Joe Biden, for everything else that he has been, he's currently just an elderly civilian. Instead, Biden is offering shadow briefings, critiquing Trump's handling of health and economic matters and detailing what he'd do differently. Detailing? Okay, I've listened to Biden's press or whatever you want to call them, live streams.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much of detail. There was a bunch of, we need to get the supplies our doctors need. That kind of stuff. It was just like, sort of like things that everyone could agree on. Like, yes, you're right, Joe. We should do that. We should try to stabilize the economy for those people who are out of work during this time. Yes, Joe, we should do that. How? It's one thing to say that things should be a certain way. It's another way to be actually sound like a leader and offer an idea or a plan or an opposing viewpoint to the current administration. But Joe said a whole bunch of things that you could easily say, well, Trump is doing that to one extent or another. So... let's see. Biden told hosts of The View that he plans to do interviews regularly from a new studio setup in a recreation room at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, it was a basement with a bunch of bookshelves. Later Tuesday, he was interviewed by CNN's Jake Tapper. He chided Trump for suggesting earlier in the day that Americans could return to work by Easter, April 12th, and said Trump should use the Defense Production Act to force companies to produce needed supplies like masks and respirators. Well, he did, didn't he?
He invoked it, but he hasn't had to actually force anybody to do anything yet because, contrary to popular opinion, companies aren't all shitbags and they're doing it of their own volition.
Yeah, I read somewhere there's like a couple of companies that have like retooled their entire production line just to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have alcohol companies out there making us hand sanitizer right now.
I saw that. I was like, oh, did you see the, well, this isn't really fucketry, but did you see that the guys that made Pandemic Inc. donated $250,000 to Corona research or support or everything?
I did. That's awesome.
That's really cool. Later Tuesday, he was interviewed. I already read that. Quote, he says he's a wartime president. Well, God, act like one, move fast, Biden said. Well, God, act like one.
There's only so much he can do, Joe. Talk to your friends in Congress.
So are you calling Trump God? Oh, no. Joe. Biden also appeared on MSNBC Tuesday, and his campaign scheduled a press briefing for Wednesday. Yay. On Monday, Biden made an on-camera public appearance for the first time in nearly a week with a speech focused on the coronavirus response. The speech showed Biden's team is still working out how to manage its new reality as it grappled with technical miscues. Yeah, like the teleprompter stopped working and Biden couldn't frickin' ad-lib something.
Yeah, he can't speak.
I mean, and these guys just said it up here earlier. How many years? Let's see, 5 decades in the Senate. and 8 years as vice president. And in the absence of a teleprompter telling him what to say, he couldn't just talk extemporaneously about stuff.
When a teleprompter goes out, you should be able to speak. If.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that joke, you needed to pay more attention to Mr. Obama.
Thank you, Terry Diamante. $250,000 is nice, but how many lines of Imagine did the Plague Inc. guys sing? Oh.
Imagine all the people.
As we know, as compared to $250,000, singing Imagine is priceless.
That's how you solve everything.
Yeah, celebrities singing a song, guys. That cures all our ills, you know. We are the world. We're all infected.
Did you see Lionel Richie's floated the idea of making a new We Are the World for this?
Well, I think Lionel Richie needs to do anything he can to get some play, because I mean, was there a documentary about how like he's practically a god everywhere in the world except the U.S. Something like that.
I wouldn't be shocked.
But yeah, no, if you watch that not only the Biden interview he did with that one lady, I forget where it was, but specifically his little address from his basement. This is the guy who, like they said, he's basically clinched the Democratic nomination. This is the guy the Democrats are going with, and he can't even ad lib in the absence of a teleprompter. I mean, you would think 8 years with Obama, who, I mean, that guy could ad lib something that sounded good, even if it didn't hold a little lot of weight. It sounded good, you know.
Let me just remind you, if
there is true. That's true. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
So have we gotten to the point to where like all this time, you know, the Democrats and the Republicans have been getting the president that they want, basically voting. But now, for the next 2 cycles, everybody's getting the one that they deserve. Is that what's going on here? Because I feel like the Democrats deserve Biden. Like, I feel like they've earned it at this point. Not Bernie. Nobody deserves Bernie, but I feel like they've earned Biden because he is a literal manifestation, a physical manifestation of their entire kind of political standing over the past 4 years. Directionless, incoherent, and stale as fuck. So we'll see how this pans out.
Yep. All right. Well, not much else to say about Joe unless you got something else.
No. Watching that was hard.
Yeah, it was.
That's not just, you know, politics as usual. Haha, he's lost it. No, it's hard to watch. There's not much else to say.
Like I say, I want there to be an actual contest. I want there to be some kind of contest of ideas for every election, even if I don't end up voting for one or the other. And there's just not here. You got a feeble old man and a blowhard cartoon character, and it's just okay, great. It's going to be a shit show again, and Trump's going to win, probably. I mean, his numbers are going up, despite all of the absolute nonsense he's been spouting off during this whole thing. His numbers are still going up. Huh? He might actually be finding his footing or being forced into it by the people standing behind him half the time in the last couple of days. But if Biden actually doesn't do anything, he's going to lose so much ground. Of course, if Trump makes any missteps and screws things up in the next month or two, he might not have a whole lot of standing either, but we'll see. Anyway, so, you know, all those, and I use it, you know, in quotation marks, conspiracy theories about where the virus came from.
Yes.
Well, apparently it's gone more official. According to CNN anyway. Blame game escalates between U.S. and China over coronavirus disinformation. President Donald Trump says he has declared war on the coronavirus in an effort to contain the outbreak and its economic impact here at home. But on the world stage, his administration is engaged in another battle as the U.S. and China fight to shape the narrative about the pandemic's origins. Trump and senior members of the administration have attempted to brand the outbreak as the result of a Chinese virus, as they ramp up accusations that Beijing failed to identify, stop, or warn about the virus early on. Those aren't that's truth. That's not an accusation. That is proven truth. The doctors that first identified there was a problem were actively, suppressed by the authorities. They were they were arrested and questioned, and they were told not to say anything. That's not an accusation.
They had to sign a statement saying that they were wrong.
Yeah.
But Trump said it, so.
Okay. The administration has also implemented a coordinated message campaign, which includes talking points sent out by the National Security Council, pushing U.S. officials to highlight China's alleged cover-up. It's not alleged, CNN.
They did it.
They actually did that.
Oh, look. This is why we need Trump to shut the fuck up, because it wouldn't be alleged if Trump wasn't touting it. But because Trump is touting it, they have to say it's alleged because nothing Trump says is true.
Still, it remains unclear if the administration has a comprehensive strategy in place to counter Beijing's disinformation push, as Chinese officials continue to overtly spread false and misleading information about the virus with little recourse beyond strongly worded statements from U.S. officials. So wait.
Oh, so we're acknowledging that now.
Right. Chinese officials are spreading overtly false information, but the idea that China suppressed information about the virus prior to it being unavoidable is alleged.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it works.
Okay. Tensions have been brewing for weeks between Washington and Beijing over who is to blame for the outbreak. It's not a mystery. China continues to deny that the virus originated there, while top U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, have pointed the finger directly at Beijing.
Where it belongs.
Where it belongs. U.S. officials have long been skeptical about information coming from China, including the number of cases that it has publicly reported, but the diplomatic row between the two countries has escalated in recent days. Despite his initial praise for Chinese President Xi Jinping, Trump has struck a more critical tone of late regarding Beijing's handling of the outbreak and efforts to shift blame onto the U.S. Well, there have been. There's been plenty of video coming out about state television has had people interviewed on there saying, isn't it interesting that the U.S. has already been prepared for this kind of thing? You'd almost think they created it themselves. Yes, I do believe so. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, I wish they could have told us earlier about what was going on inside. We didn't know about it until it started coming out publicly, but I wish they could have told us earlier about it because we could have come up with a solution, Trump said Saturday during a White House briefing. Beijing did not hesitate to fire back. China's foreign ministry spokesperson said Monday that the U.S. is attempting to defame the Chinese government, shift responsibility, and find a scapegoat, calling claims by American officials that the virus originated in Wuhan, quote, immoral and irresponsible, unquote.
So it didn't. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, it totally didn't, even though we already know that it did.
Oh, it didn't. That's in your head.
Quote, I think many people, when the pandemic first started, thought this is an opportunity for global cooperation. Dr. Matthew Kroning, a former Defense Department and CIA official who now works as a professor at Georgetown University, told CNN. Dr. Kroning, a global catastrophe or a major catastrophe, if you've noticed, is always turned into an opportunistic event and not a unity event. Like 9/11 could have been a unity event, but it didn't turn into one. It turned into an opportunistic thing to start gaining more power and start wars and consolidate things. So why would you think that this would be anything different? Sorry, I'm just cynical.
Hope. I said hope.
Oh, fuck that.
I knew a bitch named Hope. She was a crackhead, though.
Quote, what we've seen instead is that it's just become a new arena for great power rivalry to play out.
Which is totally new.
You don't say. Yeah, ask James Clyburn about that too, by the way. The ongoing war of words has been fueled by allegations from top administration officials that China is actively spreading disinformation. It's not an allegation. You just said. You just said in your own story that that's what China was doing. What do you mean alleged? Are you unable to admit for even a moment that something that the Trump administration says is correct? Do you always have to say like it's some kind of, oh, they're just alleging, or they could be lying, they're probably being dishonest?
Yes.
Even in your own story, you contradict yourself. What the
because they forgot to put alleged one time. That they forgot to put it that time. They're like, fuck, we fucked up.
This is actually what I'm going to put this in the chat. For posterity's sake, and put the link in the chat. You guys can read. Just read as you go. And they state something as absolute truth, and then it's an allegation in the next sentence. Thank you again, Angry Illinoisian. Don't trust China. China is untrustworthy. Sorry, had to change it several times. Yeah, it's true. There's only so many different ways you can say China shouldn't be trusted. But also, by the way, that's only allegedly. Allegedly, they're untrustworthy for the things that they're saying that are absolutely false, that are absolutely blatantly false, but it's still alleged.
And that's why I keep saying, man, Trump needs to shut up. He needs to stop saying stuff. The only time the media will be honest is if Trump doesn't agree with them.
U.S. officials have been closely monitoring China's disinformation efforts and attempted to push back on the increasing number of false claims from Chinese officials over the last month. You mean the alleged false claims?
Somebody gonna get fired. They keep forgetting to put it.
Okay, and honestly, at this point, they're essentially restating everything they put in the first two sections in different words. This is just padding at this point. Nothing I read from this sentence onward is anything we haven't already effectively covered in the first section. So, oh my God! And who's adding to disinformation here? By the way,
do you think maybe, and maybe I'm just being a little cynical here. We saw with the whole China thing over this last was it summer or winter that happened with Disney bowing down to them, the NBA down. Do you think there's part of that going on play here with CNN?
Maybe they're doing the long game thinking here that they have to keep couching their language because if this ends tomorrow, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised at this point because especially an article like this is jumping back and forth between something that is provably true but is yet still alleged because the White House said it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be curious to know how much of CNN's stock is owned by Chinese interests at this point. I mean, I know that's conspiratorial, but I have to wonder. And at a time where you don't want to be spreading half-truths, this entire article is full of them, while at the same time telling the truth. It's frustrating. It's like all the worst things that we complain about on this show when we read CNN or mainstream media in general are just like they're on steroids now. I thought something was growling in the background, but that's just Squishy talking.
Oh, okay.
It was Squishy. I was like, what was that?
Yeah, sorry. She was hovering over me, so I was trying to see what the deal was. And apparently Aaliyah has lost her collective mind. So.
Oh no, Squeetus. Anyway, unless you guys got something else, I'm going to move on to hopefully some more entertaining fare on MSS News.
No, I got nothing.
All right. Well, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise to get to them all, probably because either I'm long-winded or I'm very picky about finding things that will entertain rather than depress. So, thank you, Shia Gorath. Ching Chong, their opinions Wong. Oh. Yes, thank you, Shio. Let's see. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Hey, do you remember Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein, yes, of course.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell sues his estate.
Did you see why? Oh my God.
No, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Excuse me. Ghislaine Maxwell, the former girlfriend and longtime associate of Jeffrey Epstein, has sued the late financier's estate, seeking to recoup legal fees to defend herself against claims that she helped recruit women for Epstein's alleged sex trafficking scheme. I thought she did do that, or has that not been proven yet?
It hasn't been proven. That's why she's
Okay.
to defend herself.
True. Okay. In a complaint filed with the Superior Court in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Maxwell said she had, quote, no involvement in or knowledge of Epstein's alleged misconduct, unquote, and the financier had repeatedly promised to support her financially. Okay, so he obviously wrote you into his will, right? Maxwell is also seeking reimbursement for security costs, saying she receives regular threats to her life and safety, requiring her to hire personal security services and find, quote, safe accommodation. Okay, sorry, I got to check my phone real quick because it's beeping at me. Oh, good. Okay, that's good news. We'll take good news. A lawyer for Epstein's estate did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The estate was valued at $636 million before the recent global markets turmoil. Epstein, who was convicted in 2008 of procuring a woman under 18 for prostitution, owned 2 private islands in the Virgin Islands. Virginia Guffrey, one of Epstein's accusers, who has said that she was recruited by Maxwell to Epstein's alleged trafficking ring, criticized the lawsuit. Quote, memo to Ghislaine Maxwell. How dare you play the victim card when you victimized me and countless others? You are a vile, evil, sadistic creature, not even worthy of calling a human being. I hope the judge ruling over this laughs you out of court and into jail. Unquote. Yeah. So what were you laughing about then, Monkey? Maybe I missed it.
The fact that she's suing him or doing that because she helped him rape girls.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding?
No, apparently not.
I feel like maybe that's not the track you should take.
Probably not. But I mean, innocent until proven guilty. So you want to, yeah. But I mean, if you're going to take his, you want his money to pay your way. That's a little tainted money, maybe a little bit.
Well, I was thinking too the line that he promised to like financially compensate her or something like that. What was that line? Like he promised to take care of her financially several times. I'm like, for what? For why? Yeah. Could it be for your assistance in helping him rape them? Or was it just because he thought you were cute? Because I don't think that was it.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to check on something real quick. Moving on. That is not a story. That is an animated GIF. Okay, thank you, Top Ramen Lewis, I guess. Another animated. Top Ramen Lewis is sending us animated GIFs. Now, that one I appreciate because it's a redhead. That one I don't have a problem with, but I've seen that before. Okay, we're just inundated with animated GIFs from Top Ramen Lewis. All right, moving on to something else. This one comes from Frosted Glass. Salon.com. Oh, my God.
Oh.
We notice you're blocking ads. You're right. Okay, do I get to actually read this then, or am I not allowed to read this? Survey says I am. Okay. GOP using pandemic as an excuse to block abortion, which is essential health care.
Is it?
Let's just be honest and say both parties are taking advantage of the situation to write unrelated information and moves and bills and funding and everything else into these into this legislation on the back of an emergency.
Yeah.
Can we admit that there's no harps or halos going on here when it comes to taking advantage of a crisis politically?
No, because your side is riding harder than ours.
Yeah. People keep getting sick and the economy is cratering, but for Republicans, hating women is still a major priority. Are you going to be at all honest and take a look at what the Democrats are trying to write into their legislation?
That's a big fat no, Cap.
The fluff they're putting, like funding for the Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center needs $35 million.
Well, actually, somebody shared the list. I guess was supposed to be the list of everything that the Democrats are trying to push. And in the comments of that picture shared, they're like, you must be stupid because everything on this list is great. All these things are good things. Why would you not want any of these things? And it's just like, because they have nothing to do with the COVID.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, as far as I know, because I don't know how much we read of that, the whole abortion thing, it's that they're saying that abortion clinics are not essential, so they're shutting them down during this, the same way they're shutting down any non-essential thing, rather than being we're not going to fund them anymore. I'm with them on that.
Yeah, because if there's somebody that, because of a threat to the life of the mother, an actual threat to life, which does happen. It's it's not as often as might be claimed otherwise, but it does happen. So if there's no ability to have that happen, you're risking someone's life. So yeah, I'm not cool with that either. And non-essential is
no, I'm actually with them shutting them down.
Well, I'm not. I mean, if there's no outlet for an actual emergency, I don't know if those things can be performed in a regular emergency room or not. I guess that's my thing. If there's no other way for that to happen, if it needs to happen, then I'm not for that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if they specified and said, like, except for cases where it is absolutely necessary, because I mean those do exist. We get so kind of oversaturated with people just like, well, fucked up, time to go kill this thing, that we tend to overlook that there are actual medical emergencies in which it does become necessary. So shutting it down completely is probably not the greatest idea, I don't think.
Yeah. Let's see. This excuse is farcical on its face, of course. Most abortions are performed not in hospitals, but outpatient clinics. A patient who goes to a Planned Parenthood is not taking up space in a hospital because she is not going to the hospital. In order to get around this problem, the misogynists who control the Republican Party are trying to argue that abortion clinics use up needed medical supplies that should go to hospitals instead. This, too, is a bad faith argument, especially since Donald Trump is refusing to invoke his presidential powers to compel companies to... That's... Okay. Any supplies that Planned Parenthood currently has and had before this aren't being deprived of to the hospitals, unless they're going to donate them. It's okay. This lady, this is Amanda Marcotte. She's a nutbag. I don't agree with restricting access to medical care during this thing, regardless of whether it has to do with COVID or not. And unfortunately, the assessment of when is it necessary to have an abortion. How do you, determine that and have it run up against the law as is currently rendered? Yeah, I don't know if there's a clear answer to that one, but preventing people from getting treatment if they think they need it over, ideological issues, again, doesn't have anything to do with COVID-19. It's just one more piece of pork to put in the legislation, in my opinion.
Also, there's the question of, like, how many fucking people are they thinking in this time frame are going to be rushing to go get an abortion to where it'll affect anything like majorly? And it just seems like I don't know. It just seems weird.
Yeah. Anyway, always a fun topic to go over. Okay, what is this? This is all... No. Boy, Ramen Lewis is just like, it's all bikini pictures, and I don't mind bikini pictures, but I gotta find like a story. Okay, this one comes from Angry Illinoisian. Kansas massage therapist accused of misconduct with athletes. Sounds familiar. A massage therapist charged with a sex crime involving a girl also engaged in inappropriate behavior towards at least 6 female athletes at the University of Kansas, including unwanted touching during massages, school officials alleged Tuesday. Chancellor Doug Gerard and athletic director Jeff Long said in a joint statement that investigators also found an athletic trainer was aware of at least some of the alleged incidents involving Sean P. O'Brien, but failed to appropriately report the conduct. I'm getting echoes of Jerry Sandusky all of a sudden. O'Brien provided free massages on campus to the general student population through the university's Alumni Association's finals dinner beginning in 2011 and as recently as last fall, the university said. He also distributed gift cards that may have led to off-campus massages at his office. May have? In Lawrence, that's the town, I guess, their statement said, adding that local law enforcement is trying to determine whether inappropriate conduct took place. O'Brien, 48, was charged on February 21st with one count of indecent liberties with a child connected to incidents that allegedly happened 7 or 8 years ago with one girl. O'Brien's contract was subsequently nullified, and he hasn't worked with student athletes since he was charged. He provided massage therapy for women's basketball, tennis, softball, and soccer teams. His attorney, Philip R. Sedgwick, said Tuesday that his client is, quote, innocent of these charges, and that's what will be found out in court, unquote. He added that, quote, it is kind of a sad day in our country where someone makes an allegation and people assume that it is true, unquote. Now, that's unfortunately just reality now, mostly. Well, actually always was, really.
Real quick, in regards to the last story, quite a few people were saying that that any life-threatening abortion procedures that needs to be done are done in hospitals, not the clinics. So them closing the clinics wouldn't affect that at all. So just throwing that out there.
Okay. Let's see.
But going back to the story you were just on, Scribbles, he was passing out gift cards for
his own company to massage. Yeah.
All right.
This one comes from Shrouded Angel. It'll come up. No, go away. Coronavirus. Can you still have sex while self-isolating or social distancing?
What?
Well, it depends on how distant you want to be.
I feel as though this headline kind of answers itself. I mean, you can, but depending, I mean, if this is somebody who's already in your household and you're already married to them or something, or you're in a long-term relationship and they haven't gone anywhere that you haven't gone, yeah. But if you don't otherwise, then you're not isolating and you're not distancing if you're having sex with somebody. Unless you're completely wrapped in latex, which I hear does happen from time to time. Thank you, Sean Uli. My therapist needs knee replacements and his surgeries were canceled as non-essential. These baby killers can shut the fuck up. Knee replacements, the surgery were canceled?
Yeah, they're non-essential.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
They like, can you still walk? All right, then.
Your legs ain't broken, are they? No, but my knees are. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Thank you, Connor Johnson. My mother told me that her boyfriend has a mass on one of his kidneys that may be cancerous. They're going to set up a date to have surgery on it. Oh, I hope it's not. That's terrible. I'm sorry, Connor. Well, I hope they look at it and it's completely benign or something. Or it's a third kidney.
Third kidney.
Well, I don't. I'm trying to think of like what could possibly be a good thing that could happen out of it. Like, okay, neutral thing. It's benign. It's just a growth. It's fine. And take it off. You're fine. Or, it's a third kidney.
Third kidney. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. It's like, that's terrible. Let's see. We're still at the beginning of self-isolating and self-distancing, but many people have already hit Netflix pretty hard. Yeah, because that wasn't happening before all this. Organized the cupboards and realized why they don't normally do puzzles. But there's one activity many people have been left wondering if they're allowed to do. Sex. Really? Really? Are you allowed? Okay, first off, I mean, now this is from the Mirror, and I don't know what's going on in the UK right now. I mean, maybe Tinder has been shut down in the UK. I don't know. But so far as I know, they're not under martial law. And nobody's like monitoring your sexual activities during the course of this thing. So I don't even know what this article is, honestly.
People being paranoid.
This sounds like you know how like they're showing video clips and stuff and little memes of like regular people bored in their house. This is a journalist who's bored in their house trying to figure out what the fuck they can talk about.
Yep.
It's like, can you still have sexual self-isolate or self-distancing? Please contact me and prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terry Diamandis, YouTube doesn't want me to give you money. They keep rejecting my super chats.
What are you saying?
I appreciate the thought. I appreciate the thought. It's okay. I don't know. Your money. Wait, aren't you Australian?
Did you try to send it without a message?
Were you trying to send a super chat in wallabies by any chance?
Wallaby.
I don't know if the exchange rate works very well with wallabies.
We don't take them motherfucking wallabucks over here, motherfucker.
That's right. Wallabucks. Okay, so anyway, that's a stupid article, and I'm going to move on. Who was that from? The Shrouded Angel. Okay, this one comes from Jack the motherfucking Cockering. Let me get that one there. Florida politician says coronavirus is cured by blowing a hairdryer up your nose.
What?
A local Florida politician has apologized for telling a public meeting that blowing a hairdryer up your nose can cure the coronavirus. Okeechobee County Commissioner Bryant Culpepper, now if that's not a Florida name, I don't know what is, bragged about his background as a paramedic as he hailed the madcap unquote, quote unquote cure that he saw, quote, one of the foremost doctors who has studied the coronavirus reveal on cable TV. This is a quote. This sounds really goofy, and it did to me too, but it works, he told Friday's meeting of his commission as caught on video. Quote, the answer was you use a blow dryer. You hold a blow dryer up to your face and you inhale with your nose and it kills all the viruses in your nose, he insisted. Quote, sometimes the cures for some of these diseases are very simple, unquote. His widely debunked claims were met with silence before an awkward, okay, and another member of the commission warned against misinformation over the potentially deadly virus. It was met with a far more hostile audience online, however, with the commissioner getting called dangerously ignorant, a special kind of stupid, and even dumb as a fucking rock on his own Facebook page. Misinformation is deadlier than the actual virus, one critic, Tony Trotter, warned him on Facebook. Culpepper on Sunday offered a, quote, heartfelt sorry, unquote, for angry exchanges he had with critics online. No, that's not what you apologize for. You don't apologize for your anger with exchanges. You apologize for saying something stupid and untrue.
Ridiculously stupid.
Online, as well as, quote, the embarrassment I caused my fellow commissioners and staff, quote, I will not offer any more suggestions unless they are tried and proven, he vowed, asking for, quote, forgiveness for anything offensive that I uttered, unquote. That's not how you apologize for something, my friend. I don't know what to tell you. That's Jesus.
Look, it's not his fault. He had memories of that time he was depressed and he put cocaine in his wife's blow dryer and blew it up his nose. Like, holy shit, it works. And now he's like, I mean, fuck, it worked for me.
Oh, the burning sensation means the viruses are dead.
Oh, my fucking eye sockets.
Why would you even think that would work?
Heat kills things. Thank you, Pikal, the Driving Ape Man. It isn't as bad as the guy that was saying use MMS. MMS?
I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know what MMS is, unless that's the fish tank stuff. Thank you, Cody Fry. Cure coronavirus with the power of faith healing, claims famous faith healer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No time like a crisis to try to profit, right? Oh, boy.
There was like a preacher going around telling people that that if they stop tithing due to losing their job or something like that, God's going to punish them with corona.
Oh, well, Idris Elba said something to the effect that coronavirus is our punishment for our lack of action on climate change or something. I was like, okay, Idris, stick to acting, I think.
Didn't Oprah get in on that with him?
I could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Jim Carrey's growing a beard.
I saw that. To
act against until everybody is employed again. And I'm like, you need to worry about employment, you multi-billionaire or whatever, millionaire, whatever. Anyway.
Sweet Jesus.
Let's see. Who's next on here? All right. This one comes from Signal Boost. Speaking of surgeries and such, because why not? In a revolutionary medical treatment, man's lung was removed, cleaned, and replaced no transplant necessary.
Oh,
Wow.
Now, I always wondered about that because they always said, like, oh, your lungs all clogged up with, like, a cigarette and tar residue and stuff. And I always wonder, it's like, well, could you just, like, remove that stuff from it? Like, just like a plumber unplugs a drain or something? It's one of those things I sort of thought in the back of my head, but never really said out loud because I'm sure somebody would tell me it was stupid. And then I read this and like, okay, I could have been brilliant.
you just had to range it off real quick.
Yeah. A surgical procedure that was just undertaken at the. Okay, I shouldn't be receiving a text at this time of night. That's not a good sign. It's my sister. I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Sorry.
All right. You know what I did find funny about, because there were people mad about Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of people. I mean, there's people who've been saying stuff like that, like we deserve a virus, or how many people like, I can't wait for a comment to come. Now they're like, how dare you suggest we should all die?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's why I ain't really been tripping on people who are just like, we deserve this. I'm like, yeah, that could be true. I wouldn't deny it. I've seen enough evidence of despicable, just plain stupid and ridiculous things that human beings do on a day-to-day basis, where I'm just like, sure, I'm willing to accept the fact that, sure, we probably deserve this.
Yeah.
Oh. Not that it matters.
I don't have anything pulled up right now. Give me a second here. I'm trying to get over to my Twitter, and my computer is not cooperating.
Like I was saying, not that it matters, though, because just as stupid and fucking idiotic and, I don't know, horrible as humanity can be, we're just as fucking resilient. So somehow we always seem to get out of the crazy fucking shit that we end up getting put in the situation. So
I don't know where he's at in the order, but I saw this one, so I'm going to read it. Missouri woman gives birth in Walmart toilet paper aisle.
Huh?
This is published 2 days ago. A woman reportedly gave birth in the toilet paper aisle of Walmart in Missouri last week after her water broke while she was shopping.
Was she shopping or was she fighting?
Why else would she be there? You don't have to tell us she's in Walmart shopping. You're either there for shopping or shoplifting.
She could have been doing a Vine.
Stop it. Go sit in the corner. A nurse who happened to be present in the Springfield Walmart assisted the mother while a store manager held up a sheet for privacy. Firefighters arrived on the scene to help deliver the baby. Quote, crowd control. I'm not like the best with blood, so that was my job, holding the sheet and crowd control, making sure that nobody invaded what privacy the poor lady still had, said Jessica Hinkle, the store manager. The process reportedly took 45 minutes. Why did they take her to a hospital?
Probably didn't have time.
45 minutes?
I mean,
how far away is the closest hospital?
I don't know.
Customers, meanwhile, could be heard cheering as the woman and the new baby were taken away by ambulance. A feel-good moment. Everybody's going through so much, and the baby, it's like everything comes full circle. And then the baby got corona and spread it to everybody and killed a bunch of people in the hospital. The manager told KY3, all right, that on Thursday she contacted the woman who told her that she and her baby are doing well. The odd episode in Springfield comes amid heightened panic over the spread of COVID. In recent weeks, scenes of empty shelves at grocery stores have become commonplace, which has nothing to do with this story. Toilet paper, paper towels, and other products seemingly not essential for dealing with the novel coronavirus have been flying off the shelves as public anxiety about the outbreak continues to drive so-called panic buying. So-called panic buying.
So-called.
It's not what it really is, you guys. People buying 12 years worth of toilet paper at one time, nothing to do with panic buying.
Yeah, and also trampling an old woman and beating up some other person while doing it. It's not panic at all. That's rational buying.
Yeah. I see all the stuff Ramen sent. Ramen was tagging MSS News instead of just MITAM. Whoops. That's all right. I like those ladies. There's the Planned Parenthood story. Sorry, guys. I'm scrolling down trying to find where we were. What's that one? Man, there's a lot from Ramen Lewis in here. There's the massage therapist. There's the can you have sex story. That's a dumbass story. There's a hairdryer one. That was the last one we were on, right?
I believe so, yeah.
This one comes from the next 6 minutes. San Antonio, Bexar County residents ordered to stay home as local coronavirus cases climb. This is just a story about how they're ordering a stay-at-home order down there in San Antonio. I'm surprised any big city doesn't already have that in place.
Right.
Like my city, I would be shocked if they actually implemented that other than on the statewide level. But yeah, any city with more than say 10,000 people, that should definitely already be in place. Oh, there's the one. The last one was the man getting his lung cleaned. There, that one is.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? This is the New York Times. I'm not sure I'm be able to read that one. If it were possible to wave a magic wand and make all Americans freeze in place 6 feet apart for 14 days, epidemiologists, I know I'm saying that wrong, say the coronavirus would come to a halt in the USA. There is no magic wand. We must take these harsh steps instead. And yeah, I can't read the New York Times because I don't subscribe to them, and I read a story already earlier this year. They are dicky about it, man.
Already earlier this year. That's fucked up.
So you get one article every 12 months.
That's right. You don't pay us, you can stay ignorant all year, motherfucker.
And then we go back into the 23rd, which was yesterday. So, guys, that's all of the stories we have tonight. Thank you so much for the submissions. We appreciate them all. And sorry we can't get to everything. We actually got to quite a few. There's only a couple we didn't get. But I feel like it's time we should be moving on to YouTube's time. And Satsu, what you did?
I uploaded my chicken katsu video. Yeah, that went up today. In the idea you guys gave me last night during the gaming stream, I put together a list because somebody was saying that I should create a list of quarantine anime for people to watch and catch up on. So I got 5 genres and 3 anime in each genre, and I'm going to be dropping those videos soon. I wrote out like 80% of the script today for those videos. I think I'm just going to break them up into 5 small videos and just kind of put them out once a day or something like that instead of just one whole one, because I think one whole long video will be kind of overwhelming. So 1 video for each genre, 3 anime on each video, shows and stuff you guys can watch that'll keep you preoccupied if you watch anime. If you don't, then disregard everything I just said because none of this shit matters to you.
There you go. Yeah, you had quite a few people mention that they'd like you to do that.
Yeah, so
somebody brought it up, and then there were a whole bunch of people like, yeah, do that.
Yeah, so I wrote out the script, well, most of it. I got to finish that up, and then I'll start recording tomorrow. The Katsu video, like I said, came out, and right after those videos, because that chicken katsu videos comprised of like 3 different recipes. So there's the chicken katsu, there's the ramen bowl itself, and then there's the ramen eggs that I used. Mm-hmm. So the katsu video is coming out, and then the ramen egg video will be coming out after that. So I got stuffs and things. So go watch and share them.
I did my monkey in the morning as usual. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to go to bed, and I went to the bathroom, and as I was coming out, my legs gave out on me. I fell and banged my head and neck. So I did a game video too, because there's no way I was getting to sleep. Had fun in that one. Tonight I'll be doing it. I'll probably be doing a game stream right after this, guys, over on Ranting Monkey Games. I'm up to 968 subscribers. You guys get over there and subscribe. We're getting close to that 1,000.
Hell yeah.
Only subscribe if you're going to watch. I don't want
go to demonetization.
That's right. I don't want anybody just subscribing to be nice to me. Subscribe if you're interested in that stuff. We should have Horde Night tonight, which I'm just holding up in the same base that I used last time. My base last time messed up because of me. It worked okay, but it wasn't how it was supposed to work. And oops. So we're going to give it a try this time and see if it holds up.
Ooh, Monkey, speaking of 7 days, they released a new video today for the Alpha 19 pistol, both naked and souped up. Oh, my goodness. Dude, I think Alpha 19 is going to change the entire game. Like, it's when we get back in there, I don't think it's going to look how we recognize it now. Because the models and stuff that they're using are way, like, I don't know if they're going to be using those exact models, but they don't look like they belong in this game. So I'm getting kind of pumped about it.
Yeah. I then slept after that was over. I finally slept. I went to bed about 6:30, and I did not get my ass out of bed till 6:30 tonight, Satsu.
Huh?
I slept 12 hours.
Damn.
I didn't get up to pee. I don't remember waking up through the night. But let me tell you something. When you've hurt yourself and you lay still that long, you know what happens? Your body's just like, we're done. So it took a little stretching to get up and go play with the little ones because I was a merman tonight. Went upstairs and little butt, she goes, you want to come in my room and play beach with me? I'm like, sure. So we go in there and she tells me she's a mermaid. Everything in there's a mermaid. And since I'm in there now, I'm a merman. I'm like, all right, I'm a merman. How many of you got to be a merman today? I thought.
Is that a slur? Is calling a cripple a merman a slur?
Not if it comes from a cute 4-year-old.
Okay. Because that sounds like it should be.
Thomas says fucking YouTube didn't show up in my sub box. Yeah, it didn't show up in mine either. I actually had to go to Scribe's channel and pull it up. Because why would I need to know where the stream I'm on is?
That's how it works.
That'd be too easy. Well, Scribble still isn't back, so I guess we'll move on to a little bit of humpetry.
Humpetry?
You got some humpetry? I got some humpetry.
Not relevant humpetry, to be honest. Like, so it's all just continuation of the same stuff that I kind of been seeing. People talking about the dude that killed himself and almost killed his wife.
The
that was supposed to kill parasites in fish or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people were like, yeah, that's basically Trump's fault. And I'm like, those aren't the same. The substance that he ingested isn't the thing that Trump was talking about. It was a completely different substance with what was it like? It was like substrate instead of just the substance or whatever. And I'm like, either way, like, even if you want to say because Trump opened his mouth and mentioned it, that anybody who does something stupid, Trump is responsible for it. I'm just like, if Trump said, go out and take this medicine, it'll cure all your ailments, everything will be fine. We still have to acknowledge the fact that this person did not do that.
No. That's
not what this person did. They found something that was intended for something else and was like, oh, this should do. And they fucking killed themselves.
A big orange sticker on the package says not for human consumption.
Like, literally. So it's just like, okay, if you want to say Trump should have kept his mouth shut when talking about a situation that he clearly doesn't know enough about, I'm not arguing against that. Sure, if that's what you want to say, that's fine. I don't necessarily disagree. But blaming him for some idiot who it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Like, you're not going to convince me that Trump is somehow responsible because this dumb fuck did some stupid shit and killed himself. You're just not going to convince me of that. I'm sorry. But that was pretty much it. Like, most of my day was just kind of going back and forth with people about that over on Facebook.
Yeah, I just saw that Prospero just sent me a story. The governor of Nevada has banned the use of those drugs in treating COVID. The drug is chloroquine, and I forget the name of the other one, but it's actually a mixture, and there's some chance that it might help with COVID-19. It's still not definitive yet. And what this asshole did in, where's that guy at? I forget where. Idiot, Arizona. That's where it was. Arizona. 8 fish tank cleaner. It's a drug mix that's made to kill ick in tanks and cure fish disease, and it clears up algae. It's an algicide. And this idiot ate that instead of going to a doctor and getting a prescription for it. And yeah, thank you, Terry. On the plus side, the inside of his body is now perfectly clean for fish to swim in. Indeed.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this moron governor has decided, that you can't even try it in his state now. Good job. Good job. It may actually work, but good job. Fucking asshole.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no problem. Welcome back. We did our YouTube time and we've moved on to Humpatry, but we need your YouTube time stuff.
Did you get Terry's super chat?
Yes, I got his super chat.
Okay. Well, thank you, Terry, so much. Appreciate that. YouTube's up. Sorry, I got my mind back on track. Well, I found another TEDx talk on the subject of beauty. I suppose maybe they're doing a series. I'm not sure. And I may do that as a TED Excellence entry tomorrow, if I can get it squared away. So, but other than that, I talked about what I did yesterday and today's Lords of the Night. Were you guys done with Humpatry, or where are we at?
Satsu just finished up his.
Okay.
So if you have some, it's your turn, and then if there's time for me.
I have probably a little bit. Also, did you guys enjoy the thumbnail for the show?
I saw it, but I didn't recognize it.
Well, I was trying to find. See, the thing I have to keep challenging myself was like I got to come up with something that's like culturally kind of iconic-ish, but also involves at least 3 individual, usually men. And I was like racking my brain, like, what haven't I done? Like, let's see, I did the X-Men, I did that, I've done this, I've done Star Trek before. And I was thinking, oh gosh, there's got to be something I'm not thinking of. And just on a random lark, I put the word trio into Google, and it came back with the Kingston Trio. And I was like,
oh, is that who that is?
And I was like, sure, why not? And there was an album cover, and I just messed around with it, and there you go. So I don't even know that I'm a fan of the Kingston Trio. I don't hate the Kingston Trio, but I'm like, whatever. I'm stretching at this point. I'll come up with something more interesting next time. Thank you, Angry Illinoisian. Is everything all right with the family? No pressure to answer. Everything's fine. My sister just needed to talk to me about a couple of things, and nothing terrible is going on. It was just kind of out of the blue, and I had to get my brain back on show track after that conversation was all. So everything's fine, though. Health is fine. Parents are fine. Just other stuff. As far as, let's see, Sarah Pliers says, Scribe should do the 3 tenors next. Oh, good one. Good one. You know what? I'll keep that one in mind. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, on to fuckatry. Let me get here because I had a couple of things, I think. So our friend Harry Enton, the Igor to Chris Saliz's Dr. Frankenstein, sort of, said this: the biggest nugget is that Trump won those who held a favorable view of neither major party nominee by early. Let me try that again. This is the way he words things. The biggest nugget is that Trump won those who held a favorable view of neither major party nominee by nearly 20 points in 2016. This time around, he's losing those same voters by more than 50 points. It's the clearest sign that 2020 is shaping up to be about Trump. And I said, yes, Harry, unlike 2016, 2020 will be about Trump. What are you even talking about, Harry? Then there was Jim Carrey, who said this: Day 1, I'm growing a beard until we all go back to work. I'll post regular pics so you can marvel at the miracle of my meaningless transformation. Well, I'm glad you at least admit that. Normally, I try to stay on the cutting edge of entertainment. Now I shall conquer the uncutting edge. Please join me. Let's grow together. And I said, you work? Hashtag champagne unemployment. Then there was this tweet from someone, I don't know who, but they said, it was so refreshing to see a real human today. Thank you, Joe Biden. And I said, damned with faint praise. Now, that person could have been being sarcastic. I don't know, but I'm taking it at face value that it wasn't. And other than that, I think it's, oh, and by the way, it's I think it's still on, guys. If you like open world action games over on Steam right now, Mad Max is 80% off. It was like $3 or $4, I think. Which for what you get out of that game is a complete steal. If you like Mad Max, you definitely would like that game. If you like post-apocalyptic landscapes after a devastating collapse of society from, semi-stated economic and disease and stuff, which is totally not relevant to our time, you might like it too. But hey, $4. We talked about Joe. We talked about that. Yep. So I think that's all my fucketry. What do you got, Monkey?
Oh, let's see. Where to begin? Somebody posted today that tax day is April 15th. It's not. And a whole bunch of people keep trying to correct me because no, tax day is July 19th.
15th.
And no, the deadline for filing is it's been moved to July 15th for filing. Okay. Originally, the plan was they were going to move it so if you owed money, you didn't have to pay till the 15th of July. But then they decided to move it all. We'll move it over to July. So, guys, that's when it is. But I don't just throw shit out there. You can look it up. But yes, July 15th is when you have to pay your taxes. At least federal taxes. I don't know about your state. This one was a great one from Amy Siskin today, just about an hour ago. She said, if Trump had said at his press briefing today that today is Friday, not Monday, the Fox News evening host would be explaining to their viewers why today really is Friday. And Brit Hume and the rest would be blaming the media for the negative coverage. Now, that's only funny if you realize today is Tuesday. Amy, you're trying to hate too hard. Trying to hate just a little bit too hard. We talked about this before the show, guys. We didn't really cover the story, but Andrew Gillum down there in Florida, we finally have an answer as to why they didn't arrest him. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I can put the story in the chat if you want. The sheriff's department said they didn't arrest him because nobody in the hotel room was actually in possession of the drugs.
Uh-huh.
There's meth sitting all around this room, but they didn't arrest anybody involved because nobody was holding them.
Oh, so if I'm driving a car and I have 10 kilograms of cocaine sitting in the back seat, since I'm not holding them.
Well, that depends. Is it your car? Because then that would technically be inside your possession. So, but if you were in a hotel room with that much.
Oh, so if I pay for the space I'm occupying, but I'm not in physical connection with the drugs, then they're not really mine because the hotel owns the room?
Look. Here's the direct quote.
Oh.
We responded to a medical call. The narcotics, although in plain view, were not in physical possession of anybody inside the room. The officers chose to impound the narcotics.
Look, they had every right to believe that probably belonged to the hotel.
Yeah, that's true. The hotel should be arrested.
Faithless, you're right. That sets some amazing precedents for future cases. If you get arrested in that town for drugs, I would be pointing to this case.
Dude, hotels are going to be the number one hotspot.
I don't know his name. Kudlow, that works for Trump, was part of the press conference today. He set off a firestorm because people don't understand what they hear. He said today that the overall stimulus is going to be $6 trillion. And everybody went, oh my God, $6 trillion. That's not how much you said it was going to be. He said, the next line, you guys, you can go watch it. $2 trillion will be direct stimulus. The other $4 trillion will be the Federal Reserve relaxing loans. They're going to be giving out more loans, money that'll be paid back.
Conceivably.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody, he said $6 trillion. That's a whole bunch more. You're going to collapse the economy. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Pay attention or keep your goddamn mouth shut.
Well, ignoring the next line or ignoring the line prior to something seems to be the most recent style of journalism.
Oh, man, it's getting annoying. I saw this, and I'm not pointing out which one it was because it may be real, but I saw a GoFundMe today for the coronavirus.
Why does the coronavirus need money?
Well, here's what it was.
No.
It's to buy medical supplies for doctors and hospitals.
Okay.
And the person who's doing it isn't giving their name. They've raised $60,000 so far. In just a couple of days. And seeing this made me think, guys, just be careful out there what you're giving your money to for this. We see this all the time. Yeah. Anytime there's a tragedy or there's a hurricane, some jackass out there with horrible motives will take your money. If you're trying to do a good thing, just make sure you're giving it to the right places. Because that one that I saw, I don't believe for a minute that it's real. Not for a minute. Because there's no reason the doctors and hospitals, what they said is they have all of the supplies. They just need the money to pay for it.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like some Capcom DLC on the disc shit right there.
Don't it? $60,000 has been raised in this GoFundMe. So, guys, if you're trying to help, again, if it's good to want to be generous. That's a great thing about us. But make sure you're not getting taken advantage of, because then you're getting robbed, and the people you're trying to help aren't getting helped. Find a legitimate place to do it. Martha McSally introduced a bill to withhold Senate pay until the relief package passes.
Let's do it.
There's no reason to do it. One, it's probably unconstitutional.
Probably.
They get paid for their services. That is in the Constitution, and then you have the way the bill's written to pay them. You have to do it. But even more than that, these people aren't living paycheck to paycheck. You're not hurting fucking Schumer or McConnell by withholding their paycheck for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, they're not gonna be like, how am I gonna pay the bills and feed the baby? If you want to do something meaningful. That's just it's a bullshit political move.
But it's like, considering they're pulling what, like $4 million out of stocks and shit casually.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think they hurting.
These guys aren't living paycheck to paycheck, wondering how they're going to make it to work next week. Are they going to be able to pay enough to get gas in their car? Yeah. Two more. Amy Siskin asked earlier, why is Trump on my TV again? Turn him off, media. There's this whole push to get, the daily briefing stopped. And that's fine. Then say it that way. If you're worried about why he's on your TV,
maybe you should change the channel, bitch.
Change the channel, turn it off. There's a couple of options you could do there. And then finally, because the president said he'd love to have the America opened again, is how he said it, by Easter. People are
Right.
losing their shit.
Mhm.
The president, he wants to rush us all back out there. The same people are all like, we need a 2-week quarantine so we can stop this. Easter's on the 12th, you guys. That is 19 days away. If you think a 2-week quarantine fixes it, then guess what falls nicely inside that 19 days, you dumb motherfuckers? It actually gives you an extra 5 days.
Well, math is hard, dude.
I know. No, it's just we need to have a reason to be pissed off at Trump, and there we go. Now it's because he wants America back up and running by Easter.
Allegedly.
Well, even in the press conference today, because they were talking to him and asking him about it, and he's like, "No, this is not a hard timeline. It's what we would like, but it's going to. There's a lot of things that are going to have to happen." And even had Fauci, or however you say that guy's name, come up, and he answered questions about it. Look, we'd like to do it, but it's a very flexible timeline. We're not going to do it if we can't. There's nothing wrong with having that goal, though.
Yeah. The funny part is, I didn't see what was actually said. All I saw were headlines, and 100% of every headline I saw today made it sound like that was a definitive number. That was his plan, and that is what he was going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, like almost every single article I saw was like, despite the fact that medical people are saying otherwise, Trump said he's gonna throw everybody back into the fucking fire. And I'm just like, all right.
And again, even if he did, from this moment till then, you have plenty of time for your 14 days to stay inside. Go do it. But that's all I got.
All right. Well, I think we have time for a Mad Lib. Don't you?
Sure.
I love your enthusiasm. It stimulates me.
Oh,
not really. Let's see. Oh, what do we want to do? Let me jump a few pages back and see what comes up here. Oh, that's a lot, but okay, why not? Chat, I need your help. So I need you. I'm gonna add a couple extras onto the chat to speed things up a little bit. So chat, this is what I need from you. I need a verb ending in the letter S. I need 3 plural nouns, 3 different plural nouns. And I need a type of material, apparently. So a verb ending in S, 3 different plural nouns, and a type of material. Please put them in the chat, tagged with what they are so I can find them more easily. And we'll get to those as we proceed. Monkey, I need a noun.
Douche.
Douche. Satsu, I need an animal.
the gerbil.
Gerbil. Monkey, I need a mode of transportation, plural.
Zeppelins.
Okay. Satsu, I need a noun, plural.
Let's see here. Keep it simple. We'll do cars. Fuck it.
Okay. Monkey, I need a verb.
Asphyxiate.
Oh,
Asphyxiate. Okay. Satsu, I need a school subject.
gender studies.
All right. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Lousy.
Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about enthusiastic?
Okay. Monkey, I need a noun.
Asshole.
Satsu, I need a verb.
Finger.
All right. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Smelly.
Satsu, I need an adjective.
Moist.
Yeah, I wasn't missing that one coming. Monkey, I need a noun, plural.
Let's see. Priests.
Okay.
Oh boy, this is going.
Satsu, I need a type of material.
Holy cloth.
Yeah.
Okay. Monkey, I need a verb ending in ed.
Disappointed.
Oh. Satsu, I need a noun.
Horse.
Horse. Okay. And lastly, monkey, I need an adjective.
Crinkled.
All right. On to chat. A verb ending in s. Who's got a verb? Who's got a verb? Scrolling up. Okay. Sean Uli says rumbles. Okay. Noun plural. Here we go. I'll put the pronoun. Dark Alile says moose. That is technically a plural. Frosted Glass says luchadors. Who's next? And Keeverdam says speculums. Okay.
All right.
And lastly, a type of material. Let's see. That's a good type of material. Tartan Rose says latex. I like that. Okay, let's do that. All right, guys. Here we go. The DuckTales theme song.
Oh,
boy.
What did we just do?
Life is like a douche here in Gerbilberg.
What?
Race Zeppelins, laser cars. It's a gerbil blur. You might asphyxiate a mystery or rewrite gender studies. Gerbil tales, ooh. Tales of lousy, do bad, and enthusiastic luck tales, ooh. Oh no! Oh no! Oh God! Okay, here we go. Danger! Watch behind you. There's an asshole out to finger you.
Oh.
Tales of smelly, do bad, and moist luck tales. Ooh. Not pony priests or holy cloth tales, but gerbil tales. Ooh. When it seems they're disappointed for the final horse, crinkled deduction never rumbles. That's for certain. The worst of moose become luchadors.
All right.
Gerbil tales, ooh. Tales of smelly, do bad, and moist luck tales, ooh. Not pony speculums or latex tales, but gerbil tales. Ooh. That's it.
Wow.
That was painful.
Be careful. There's an asshole out to finger you.
The danger, watch behind you. There's an asshole out to finger you.
Okay, so can we all agree that songs don't make good mad libs?
I don't know. I mean, if you, I that one verse, I didn't know. I don't remember those words from the song, so I don't know how to sing them exactly. Everything else was, it's kind of ingrained in your brain after you've watched that cartoon for most of your childhood, but especially when it doesn't like rhyme.
Yeah, that was something else.
But
That's the part that makes it hard for an ad lib.
But but all the same, I was just like the DuckTales theme. Oh God, this is going to be funny, and it was. So I will print screen that, and I will post it up for posterity's sake momentarily, guys. So thank you, chat, for your assistance on that one. That worked out hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Save that over here. All right. Well, then, guys, we're at the bottom of the hour, and thus it is your time. If you have questions, comments, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have totally, absolutely true allegations you'd like to put into the chat, well, go ahead. But if you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, your friendly neighborhood chat partner will be happy to inform you. Let's see. Tonight's amazing Mad Lib from Lords of the Night. All right, let me post that before I forget to do it. There we go. All right. Cannibalistic with a Scribe Light. Have you done 2.5 Men pick? I was thinking about that today. I was trying to think, are there TV shows that have like 3 guys on them? And I suddenly thought of 2.5 Men. I was like, I don't know who I'd want to make the child. Probably Monkey. But then who do I make Charlie Sheen? I'm like, I don't know what kind of statement that makes. So, but I like the 3 tenors idea. I'll have to look up the 3 tenors and see if I can get that going. Angela Arriaga says, haha, Scribe Light, I think you seriously broke me. Hey, give the credit to the people who suggested the words. I just put them together. Sorry, Jim says Scribe Light needs some kids to sing too. Not that song. No.
Probably not a good idea.
Not family friendly. That's not family. No. Let's see. Faithful says make it 3.5 Men with Squeetus. Well, there was 3 men and a baby, and try to put Squeetus in there. I guess there's enough pictures of Squeetus now. I could probably try to get a headshot of her in there. I'll think about that one too. Tack Alpaca, have you ever thought of the Three Stooges background? A Three Stooges background, you say? Well, I have done a Three Stooges takeoff before. Tell you what, I'm going to tweet that out now so you guys can see. Especially it gives you incentive to go check out my Twitter. My Three Stooges theme. Now, I will warn, it doesn't star any of the 3 of us, but it's a play on words, let's say, a play on names. Let's see if I can find it here without having to look it up directly. I did call it Stooges, didn't I? The 3, no. I didn't, of course. I got to look for it. Okay, well, when I find it, I'll post it here in a second. Let's see. Check your logic. How about the Cheetah Men? Like the video game? That like off-brand video game thing? Or am I misremembering something? I'm probably misremembering something. Let's see. Kivriam, how come your names sometimes don't autofill?
YouTube.
Yeah, probably YouTube. More likely than not. Let's see. That's where I wanted to go. All right. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to tweet this out now. There's my Three Stooges attempt, guys, because I'm topical and such. So go check out my Twitter. I just tweeted it out. Dr. No Scribe Light, do you have any snowboarding and ski resort stories? I've never been snowboarding, and I've never been to a ski resort. So that's my story. There you go. Let's see. Scribe Light, yeah, only yours does. Only mine completes, so Satsu's and Monkey's doesn't, huh? I don't know. Are they in the chat? Are Monkey and Satsu in the chat? Otherwise, they might not autocomplete then.
Oh yeah, I'm not in the chat. So
You see, you'd have to be in the chat for someone's tagged autocomplete. That's why.
Yeah, because StreamYards actually shows us the chat over here, so that's why I'm looking at.
Right. See, I solved the mystery.
I'm in there, but it says Ranting Monkey Games, so it should still autofill.
Okay. Delfritio, Scribe is using the word logic with politics a contradiction of terms? Not necessarily, no. That's the short answer. Not necessarily, no. I mean, politics are, they're driven by self-interest and or emotion, sometimes independently, sometimes conjoined. Is logic always a part of self-interest? Sometimes. Is logic always a part of emotion? It depends on how you look at it. But yeah, you can be logical and political at the same time. Tacklepaka, are Chris Worski, Based Mama, and Bunty King all on a secret island somewhere? I don't know. I was wondering. I was thinking about this the other day when Bear had his birthday, because I was thinking back to, of course, the olden days and how we used to have giant streams with him and everybody, and then I thought about Based Mama. I was like, I know she got sort of. I don't know what you want to call it, excommunicated because of the whole Kilroy thing.
Yeah.
But has she just completely disappeared off the internet completely? I haven't gone and looked for her recently or anything, but I haven't seen anything on or about her. So
as far as I know, yes. Chris Worski has a channel.
Yeah.
That he's uploads to quite frequently. Who was the other one they asked about? Bunty. I don't know what happened with him.
Yeah, Bunty's still on Twitter. He posts random shit on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't see him retweeted much anymore. But then maybe I'm just not following the right people or something.
Well, he only talks about video games and streaming and stuff. And if anybody talks to him about anything that's not video games or streaming and shit, he will exile you. So.
Frosted Glass, with everything going on, how about add Sanute or someone and do a Four Horsemen theme? I add other Lords of the Night to things all the time. I mean, I did it with the X-Men thing the other day. I added a whole bunch of people on there. So sometimes I add other people just because I have extra heads to cover with people's faces and things. Mr. Scott says, what do you think the woman named her kid born in the Walmart toilet paper aisle?
That was a story we read while you were gone. There was a baby born in the Walmart toilet paper aisle. Was that Wisconsin? I can't remember where. Wyoming, maybe. I don't know. Roll.
Charmaine.
Empty shelf.
Charmaine. Brawny. Oh wait, that's a paper towel. Let's see. Delfruit Zero, Scribe, is there a news source that uses facts without using opinions or calls to emotion at all? Associated Press. I mean, Reuters and or the Associated Press. Honestly, for those guys, it varies story to story. Sometimes there's some bullshit in there, and sometimes it's just straight fact. Just the facts, man. So I suppose if you're looking for less overtly biased stuff, yeah, AP, Reuters. If Joe Biden becomes president, I'll just start reading exclusively Fox News. I'd rather read from the opposition side of the political spectrum to the current administration, just to get a balance and not have a bunch of yes men, and actually see what people are saying on the other side and measure that against observable reality, against put up alongside ideology. So if Biden becomes president, I'll probably start harping on Fox News. Let's see. Mata Winter. Oh, Lords, have you heard that the reason streams have been suppressed is because of the worry the servers will go down while the engineers are out for the shutdown? But the streams are still going. I mean, the resources are still being used, even if people aren't all gathering to them. So are the resources somehow more overloaded with chat going on than the stream itself?
That makes no sense.
I don't understand that. If that is the excuse, I mean, I'm not a systems administrator. I don't know if there's something to be said for a large chat base looking at one stream, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Dr. No Scribe Light, you never done any outdoor winter activities that cause you to tell stories about, is what you're saying? I've never been particularly athletic. My family was not in a financial position to afford such things when I was young. So, no, I didn't have any outdoor hobbies of note, I suppose, growing up. So I wasn't very outdoorsy. I'm still not very outdoorsy. Delfruit Zero, how did you and Dog Cat Fox meet? Oh, now I have to come up with a story. Well, you see, we met on the moon because in Crater Valley, where my moon base is located, there is a genetic recombination lab. And I was looking for a unique pet to keep me company on the moon. And the guy said, well, what do you want? I can make you anything. And I said, I don't know, a dog, a cat, a fox. Except the connection was kind of fuzzy, so he thought I said dog, cat, fox. So that's what he made.
Fair enough.
And there's dog, cat, fox.
Man, you should be a politician.
No, I really shouldn't. I really, really shouldn't. Let's see. Frosted Glass. What movie title is funniest when adding S pussy to the end? My vote is What's Eating Gilbert Grapes? Oh.
Diary of Anne Frank.
No.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
There's something about Mary.
Spy Kids.
No. Oh, Scent of a Woman. There you go. Right? Am I right? Now, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Two on the nose.
Let's see. Dr. No, how long until we have a libertarian president? A while. There's my diplomatic answer.
A while.
A while.
While.
While. Let me scroll back up because my chat jumped. Mr. Scott says, so can I rent a car and drugs just sitting in the back and not get arrested? Why has no one thought of this? Well,
People
I mean,
have tried claiming it when it's not their car. They borrowed a friend's car.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Not my car, bro.
Well, I mean, if I'm in a hotel room, I'm technically renting the room, but I don't own the room, right? So if I rent a car, I'm renting the car, but I don't own the car. So isn't that the same logic if I had drugs in there, but I wasn't physically holding them? I mean, if this case becomes some kind of precedent that someone can rent a car and drive across the country to Florida or whatever with 20 tons of cocaine in the back or something, and they're like, nope. Yeah, please look at the Andrew Gillum case. Thank you. I don't know. That'd be interesting. An interesting argument. Let's see. Delford Zero says, Scribe Light, did you hear that Cuomo demanded all the respirators in the United States? I did not hear that. Did he?
I don't know.
That sounds a bit bizarre because conceivably, a lot of the respirators in the United States are currently in use by people that need them. So he just rip. Well, I hope it's a false symptom. Either way, because I'd rather fewer people get this than more. Let's see. One ton hammer. You could be forced to ID yourself in a car, but not your house. Okay. Let's see. Dr. No Satsu, has Squeedus done anything new today yet?
Well, she is very, very easily all of a sudden sitting up on her own, just like sitting up on her butt. I was sitting on the couch, and she was rolling around on the floor and playing like she usually does. And she sat up, rolled over, sat up, sat on her butt, and looked right up at me, and just started cackling. And I was like, what is going on right now? And Squishy's like, I don't know, but apparently she thinks your face is funny. And I'm just like, what the hell are you laughing at? So I look down at her. I'm like, what are you laughing at? And then she just fell backwards and bust out laughing. I'm like, oh my God. You're so cute. So cute.
Mata Winter. Oh, lords, would you try a lemon orange sorbet with a sprig of citrus leaf? Didn't you already give us this one?
This one sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Wasn't that last night?
Yeah, wasn't there, maybe it was a different sorbet, but there was a sorbet one you gave us not too long ago.
I feel like there's a cookbook next to Mata at all times.
Let's see. Sorry, Jim says, oh no, the next thing she does is empty out the cupboards. She's tall enough, I suppose. What is that? Okay. Dankula's posted a very odd picture, and I'm not quite sure. Oh, it's a man dumping his grandmother off a cliff. Okay. I'm assuming it's from a TV show or something, because I was like, what? What's with the R? Is that like registered copyright or something? I don't get it. Tazzy, Satsu, have you watched the movie Chef yet?
Chef?
Yes.
Was I supposed to? That doesn't sound familiar.
It was recommended. It's by Jon Favreau. It's actually a pretty decent movie. It's about a guy who starts his own food truck.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. I have to. Where can it be viewed?
I think Lady Monkey watched it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there.
Then I'll have to check that out.
Oh, excuse me. I got a Yanni. And not the pianist. Let's see. Dr. No asking, Ranky Monkey, how are the grandkids?
Good, thanks. I was hanging out with Little Butt earlier today.
And how is the little wee blondie?
Oh, she's cute as ever.
Mm-hmm. Deathroot Zero, he said New York is the most affected and he needs them. He will give them back after the plague passes. Is New York the most affected? I thought that Washington State was like the big problem.
New York is a problem right now. It's really growing. During the press conference today, they actually were talking about how they're worried because a whole bunch of people left New York because this is going on. And like, if you left New York recently, please self-quarantine yourself when you get wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Put your ass in isolation for 14 days because you may be carrying it and not know it.
Is this really that complicated is this really that complicated for people to understand?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Oh, God. If everybody would just sit still for 2 weeks, we would, nip a lot. It wouldn't take care of everything, but it'd solve a lot. All you need says New York is a problem as a rule. No. Oh lords, thoughts? Iran blaming Israel as they're the source of the coronavirus, as being the sort of. Israel will find any reason to make. Iran will make any reason to make it. Let me try that again. Iran will find any reason to make Israel the bad guy. That's, I think, historically accurate. Of course, Iran was trying to make us the bad guy not too long ago because the reason coronavirus is hitting them so hard was because of the sanctions we put on them. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
That was their logic a week or two ago. So maybe they're shifting their sights because that's not working so well. Or they're trying to guilt us into loosening up or something. I don't know. Let's see. Faithless says, so Mother Earth hates New York most, huh, Idris? Oh, right. Yeah, Idris Elba. And like, oh, this is the Earth's revenge for climate change or something. Like, the Earth doesn't give a shit. The Earth's been around. The Earth was around before there was oxygen, and then oxygen came along and killed off everything that was here before we even showed up. So Earth doesn't give a shit. It'll still be here, guys. That's what I don't get. Like, oh, we have to save the Earth. The Earth's going to be fine. No matter what we do to it, short of total and absolute nuclear destruction, the Earth will be fine. Life will find a way. It just might not be us. That's all.
Well, that's always been the real thing. That's why I always thought that narrative was a little weird. Oh, we gotta save the planet. I'm like, no, you're trying to save yourselves.
Yeah.
The planet is gonna be here. When we all disappear, it'll be here, and
Yeah.
it ain't going nowhere. So
Yeah, it's a big rock. It's hard to do anything on a massive scale.
Mr. Scott says, would you do a movie review of Nighthawks with Polly Scribe Light? I would have to watch it. It's been several years. I mean, I like Nighthawks. I remember that much. But in order to have an accurate review, I'd have to watch it again, like nowish, to make sure I was all up on it. Because I remember liking it quite a bit. Probably more so than I think it got attention for back then. I mean, it was technically before my time of watching movies and everything, but I remember liking it. So I just need to find a place I could watch it again if I was going to do that. Delford Zero, have you heard of the hantavirus in China being from ingesting rat poop? And there are videos, GIFs of Chinese people eating said substance. I know you can get hantavirus in America through rodents, just like their bite or some of their waste getting into things or inhaling it or something accidentally or whatever. So it's not just China. Hantavirus is I think it's mostly in the Southwest, in like infected rodents and things. If I remember correctly.
I've heard of it before. I couldn't say anything about it.
Dr. No, Lords of Light, when will the coronavirus go away? Go away? Well, when we have a vaccine and everybody on the planet's vaccinated. I mean, effectively speaking, as so many other diseases have quote unquote gone away once they've been fully vaccinated, that's as good as you're going to get. So, Jack Unsky says, are you aware that you can't mention the plague on... Oh, sorry, my eyesight suddenly quit on me for some reason. I must be having another eyeball stroke. Anyway, Angela Arriaga, so everyone is all hung up on Plague Incorporated. Anybody besides me just want to start calling it Captain Trips and just be head to Boulder now? Yeah, might as well. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh my God, this is just like The Stand. And like, well, if it is, please point me to Randall Flagg, because I'd at least like to meet that guy. He's probably really interesting for the, final 10 minutes before he kills us all. Now, I think we need to save Captain Trips for something that's more dramatic. Not to say that this isn't dramatic enough, but you know what I mean, as far as like effect. Willett Ford, should we reinstate public flogging for executives of companies that add sugar to their dill pickles?
What?
I assume that's an analogy for profiting off of the crisis? Maybe. Mr. Scott says Nighthawks was on Netflix last month. I think it still might be on there. Okay, I'll see if I can find it. Let's see. Torcular Herophilus, Hanta was named for a river in Korea. Ah, okay. Hanta comes from breathing in dried rat droppings. Okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah, just don't do that if you can avoid it. Frosted Glass, can Corona spread via Quiplash streams? Yes, so don't go there. Let's see. Faithless says there was no stand in The Stand. They battled. The different agents of the different factions had encounters. I guess. I don't know. Someone took a stand. I guess it depends on how you interpret the title. I'm not. I wonder if Stephen King's ever clarified that, because I mean, yeah, it might be kind of abstract. I thought the title came from like a biblical reference or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Sure.
Let's see. Motto Winter. Oh, Lords. Puppy Chow, Fancy Feast, or Fishy Flakes?
None.
What am I feeding? Because if I have a dog, I'm not going to feed him Fishy Flakes. So, yeah. Let's see. 6-minute warning, guys. Dark Allow. Some character was bound to have stood up and thus was standing. Yes, there was, Stuart Redman had to be standing at one point or another with all that walking he was doing. So yeah, he was standing from time to time. Let's see. Angela Argus is Faithless. No mass stand. The stand was the end part that only Stu survived. Maybe. I mean, you could also say it's like stand against evil in the overall, the Mother Abigail versus Randall Flagg, that kind of take a stand kind of, I don't know. Delford Zero, Scribe, do you think the Florida man drank the tank cleaner like a Capri Sun? Was that a Florida guy that did that?
Arizona, actually, I believe.
Arizona, yeah. I thought that it wasn't Florida that did that. Yeah. No, he probably just took whatever those, or they like tablets you put into the tank.
It depends on which way it's done. Sometimes it's tablets. I don't know if that one can be liquefied.
Yeah.
It's an ick treatment. A lot of ick treatments are liquid, so.
Yeah. So he just took a Jello shot of aquarium cleaner and died. Because he's stupid. James Woods has been locked out of his account again.
Who was shocked by that?
I know, right? I'm amazed he was brought back in the first place, honestly.
So was I.
Let's see. Dr. No, Scribelight, have you been on the real submarine from the Hunt for Red October? If not, would you like to? Would I like to be? Now, are you talking about the Dallas class submarine that they were in there? Or are you talking about the what was it called? Shit. What was the name of it? What was the class of submarine?
Sure shit.
I'm trying to remember the name of the class. The Kirov. The Kirov was the name of one of the submarines. Typhoon class. That's right, Typhoon class. I have never been on a Typhoon class submarine. No. It was Typhoon class. Would I like to? Sure. As long as I'm there legally, then sneak on or nothing. Let's see. Motto Winter says, Scribe, the title of the novel comes from the lyrics to Bruce Springsteen's sweeping Born to Run closer, Jungle Land. Quote, tonight is all silence in the world as we take our stand down in Jungle Land. Oh, okay. There you go. Problem solved. Faithful says Kilo class. No, it's Typhoon class. Yes, Dr. No. Thank you. USS Dallas was Los Angeles class. That's what it was. Yes. Mr. Scott. Oh, Lords. Puppy Chow, Fancy Feast, or Fishy Flakes. What the hell is Mata trying to our Doritos? Trying to do to our Doritos? Didn't we conclude Mata works at a Doritos factory? I don't know. Did we come up with that theory somewhere? I might have missed that one.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
Because I'd be asking for some Doritos.
I was about to say, it's like, hey, can you talk to your bosses and get us a sponsorship? Because we'll totally shill Doritos. Yeah. I mean, we'll be Dorito kings. Dorito popes. 2-minute warning, guys. Any other questions, comments? Blah, blah. You guys aren't gaming tonight, right? I always forget this. Monkey is. Okay. Yeah. So, and timing everything. Stargazer Nuts posts a Ranting Monkey Games link right there on the stream. Monkey's going to be playing. What are you be playing? 7 days?
7 days. Yep.
7 days. All by your lonesome?
All by my lonesome, man.
Oh my God. Solo 7 days. For myself, I intend to do another TED Excellence stream tomorrow. I can't give you an exact time because it's just sort of when work is done and when I want to, I don't know, vent a little bit. So, but it'll probably be sometime after noon Pacific time. That's as best as I can give you. I'll try to give a heads up on Twitter, since obviously YouTube isn't giving people any notifications. Assassin the Gray says the Konovalov attack boat was Alpha class. Right. Okay. Konovalov. I don't remember all the names. I remember like the Kirov, I think was one. I just remember like Alec Baldwin saying the Kirov and the Minsk and a couple other things where he's looking at the map with all the ships moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, by the time I finish this, will be at the top of the hour, and that's the end of the show. Chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight, as you guys always do. You guys are the greatest audience in the world. Everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy. If you can work from home, please do work from home. If you don't have to go outside, please don't go outside. Every little bit helps in the long run. It's true. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though our chat is the most well-behaved, at least next to James Woods. Well, actually, no, they're much more well-behaved than James Woods. By Twitter standards. No, wait, that's not true either. Never mind. Everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I really do appreciate it, especially in these troubled times. It'll all go towards Dr. Pepper and Goldfish whenever I next venture outside, which will probably be for a few days, but I will do so at some point. Remember, guys, tomorrow night, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And after this, over on Ranting Monkey Games, you can watch Ranting Monkey play 7 Days to Die all by himself.
That was beautiful.
It's the only kind of singing I do. Anything else to say before we go, gentlemen?
Nah, bro.
No. Thank you for
Oh, and
watching.
I guess also you can go over to Jack Gunsky's channel and do Quiplash or whatever, or Quippers United or whatever the heck he's doing. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well then, Satsu, Monkey, thank you for joining me as always.
Indeed.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
And per usual, getting out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism. And on this page, I turn to... Okay, that's a boring word. That's just a regular word. I need something interesting. That'll work. Today's secret word is wistfully. Wistfully. Wistfully.
Scribe sang the DuckTales song wistfully.
Yes, that's what I did. Ooh.